And we are in.
Oh my God.
Welcome back, everybody, to Galaxy RPG on Twitch. And another episode of Songs of Arddor. Last we left off, the party traveled through the sewers in search of a shrine that Cerberus had seen in a vision, where he communed with Bolga, one of the fallen. Feyre dealt with the fallout of finding out that she has a half-sister. Goodfellow received a prophetic dream, potentially, showing his home on fire and his people enslaved.
Nice.
What else is new? I assume that was a flashback.
And then you guys reached the shrine, where you burned some fungal spider nests, and Cerberus performed a rite in the name of Bolga, and received an upgrade to his warhammer, turning it into the Stormcaller. As you guys were leaving, you all started having weird, individualized visions of your worst fears. Everybody except for Cerberus. He seemed to have the will to stave it off.
Because he's just such a genius.
He's just not all there upstairs. He was able to dispel the magic affecting Kira. And the last thing we saw was a strange half-humanoid, half-insectoid creature.
Yeah, you sent a picture of it.
Yeah. Yep. At the far end of the tunnel. And that's where we're going to pick up.
That's kind of hot.
So...
He looks...
Why do you say that every time?
Sorry, he has two sets of arms?
Yes. So one longer, like, more well-proportioned set of arms, and then a smaller set that kind of, like, curl up T-Rex arms to the chest.
Really disturbing.
I thought you just said that's kind of...
What those hands do.
He ran around the corner.
Oh, I thought you were giving it to me.
So we're actually going to start with Feyre. You are drowning. For you, the tunnel, the sewer tunnel, filled with water, and you watched all of your rather short companions get washed under the water. And when you brought your head underneath to try and find them,
That's off 3.
Does it look like I'm still in the sewer? It's just the
no.
water is
So
really
when you
hot.
when you dunked your head underneath, you did not see the tunnel at all. It was like you were in the deep ocean.
But then when I stuck my head down, does it still look like I'm in a tunnel, but I'm in this really, really deep water? Or?
When you look up, the surface is miles above you.
Okay.
But you can see, like, you haven't, like, lost your sense of direction yet. Like, you can tell, like, up is up and down is down.
Okay.
But as you look back down into, like, where the water kind of just gradually gets almost pitch black, you see a figure start to emerge from the darkness. And as it starts to get a little bit more lit, you see that it is
Lit?
your father.
I might do the same thing. Anyway, continue.
You see that it is your father. He is a little bit more gaunt than you remember, and he's kind of like draped in places with like seaweed.
He's doing the Atkins diet.
With like, it looks like one like long piece of seaweed that kind of drifts from his back into the darkness. But as he kind of floats up towards you, he's kind of got that like 1,000-yard stare as he like reaches his arms out wide to like embrace you, and is like, "Feyre, my child, come to me."
I'm gonna say get the fuck away from me, and try to swim away. Ew, you're not my father. That's disgusting.
Okay.
My father's not covered in seaweed.
No, he's covered in dirt, like the petty con man he is.
Money. He gambled all our money away, so he ate my father.
Give me a perception roll.
You notice he is your father.
Is that what is that? Oh,
I got a 7, so I'm not perceiving many things.
Okay.
really?
So you don't notice anything right away. Give me an athletics roll to swim away.
I can swim, okay?
Alright.
12.
Well, so you start to make some headway, and the water does start to get lighter around you before you feel it's almost like a vacuum has almost started up below you, and you can feel the water trying to drag you down. And as you look below you, back towards where your father was, now that he has kind of followed you up. Bless you.
Bless you.
Now that he has kind of followed you up and is in this lighter water, the long piece of seaweed that came off of his back is not a piece of seaweed. It's fleshy, and you see that it kind of curves up and then back down, and you see about 100 feet apart, like 50 feet to the right of him and 50 feet to the left of him, 2 giant yellow eyes with red slit irises glowing, and then beneath that, a huge toothy maw opens.
Dude, the classic fucking dad anglerfish. You guys haven't seen that one?
As you realize, the dad on the end of this little stalk is the light on the end of a massive, monstrous anglerfish.
I want you to AI that, and I want to see that.
Yeah, actually, though.
Like, actually, that's disgusting. Okay. Giant? His dad.
Like,
That is so gross.
And it is, like,
You know
getting
what?
close to you.
You know
now.
what? Fuck it, because it's just gonna keep chasing me. So why am I gonna keep running away and expending my energy when I can just go to it and die? So I'm gonna start swimming towards it.
Okay.
She's not even embracing her fear, she's embracing death.
Give me a
There's a difference.
give me a
I-
wisdom saving throw with advantage.
This thing's just gonna. This thing's just gonna.
Wait a minute.
It's
but
just
okay.
this.
Damage. That plus wisdom saving throw.
21.
21? Okay. You start swimming towards him. And you reach your father first before you reach the actual fish. And as he reaches out, the seaweed kind of also reaches out with him as like an extension of him trying to grab you. And instinctually, your hand flies to the hilt of your sword, and you, like, cut him free of the, like, eye stalk. And he just turns into, like, a vaguely human-shaped mass of seaweed that kind of dissipates and floats off into the water. And as you continue to swim towards the fish, its mouth open, blade out, a bright beam of silver-white moonlight shines through the surface of the water into the anglerfish. And as, like, it is blinding. Like, all you see is white. And as that fades, you are on your hands and knees on the, like, floor of the sewer tunnel, breathing as if you had just, like coughed up a bunch of water. But you are free of the illusion. Good fellow.
Yeah.
You are on the ground. Your legs up to the knees have turned to stone already at this point. And as you are trying to, like, kind of drag them behind you as you try and get away from this weird avian-headed serpent, it begins to coil around your leg. And as it does, its head seems to separate into multiple smaller heads and necks, like a hydra. And those start wrapping around, like, almost like a living net around the lower half of your body. And then they start to burn. Like, the serpent itself lights a flame. and you can feel it start to burn you. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
13.
13.
No, probably.
You take 4 points of fire damage. And as the serpents continue to move up your body, as your legs, like up to your thigh now, are turned to stone, the flesh of the snakes burn away, and they are just jagged, almost barbed wire-esque, like black iron chains that continue to snake themselves up your body and to your, they start to root themselves into the ground. And as you're struggling, you see, kind of lowered down, crouched beside you, the visage of like a... It looks like it was a hobgoblin at some point, but it's almost like Ghost Rider now. Like the head is just a skull with like tusks that is on fire.
That's kind of sick.
And then they reach their hand down towards your chest. And their hand lights on fire.
Okay, well this is a little less cool, but...
Give me a wisdom saving throw. Five? Okay.
5.
So they place their hand on your chest and it starts to brand your chest. Thurbrus, Feyre, you see Goodfellow is essentially like writhing in pain on the ground. There doesn't seem to be anything attacking him. There doesn't seem to be any like actual like physical ailments. But he seems to be in great pain.
This should
Sorry.
hurt.
He seems to be in great pain. There's nothing like physically that looks wrong with him. He's just kind of...
No.
Damn. I mean, I have one more slot of Dispel Magic, but that's all of my 3rd level spell slots. And this guy is kind of short and kind of ugly. And I don't really know who he is, but also he's short and ugly.
He's my brother.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
I looked...
That's so fucked up. That's
I
my
would-
brother.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I went to my 3rd level spell list, and at the bottom of it, I see Call Lightning. I'm like, oh, alright, Call Lightning, no.
I will say, if you were to do something other than like Dispel Magic, like if you had something that would help him with like saving throws or anything like that, that would aid in the saving throw for him to
Yeah.
shake off the illusion.
Yeah, since I saw a very ominous-looking guy, and I dispelled magic off of Kira, and she seemed fine, I'm going to assume it's some kind of, like, mental illusion fear thing.
Which Feyre can corroborate, because she just shook hers off.
That is also true. So I do really want to go after this guy, so I already spent a spell slot on Kira, so I'm gonna cast just a level 1 bless on the 3 player characters.
Okay.
And, oh, that's an action. And I'll just start running down the tunnel, and I'll tell, Feyre and Kira, hey, there's a weird guy over there, get him.
Okay.
Get the weird guy!
You now have a plus 1d4.
Goodfellow. You are there. This man has his, this hobgoblin individual has their hand to your chest and it is burning. You are up to, like, probably navel now, turned to stone. You are restrained in multiple different facets. And,
can I slap him? Does that do anything?
Try it.
sure, you can, we'll see. You slap him.
I'm gonna slap him real hard. Not to the point where, like, I'm gonna, like, really do damage, but I'm gonna slap him out of it.
You can't, because unarmed is 1 plus strength, and your strength is a -1, so it would be 0 damage anyway.
Minimum
Nice.
of 1.
Minimum of 1.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I would say
I'll do
you would do 1 damage, but that would be enough to do something.
Okay, yeah, then I want to do that.
There are
Okay.
a lot of
You have
effects.
to hit me though. You have to hit me though. You gotta hit
Yeah,
me
that's
though.
true. What's your AC?
Roll.
I will say he is prone on the ground, so you do have advantage.
Mm-hmm. And I'm
And
restricted.
you also have
for
plus, so you
range.
have 1d4.
I'm gonna get hit.
18 plus 3 plus... -1.
A
That
dirty
hits.
20.
That hits.
Okay, so you take 1 damage.
To be fair, I am being branded on the chest.
Yes.
I feel
Dude,
like that's
I'm
probably
a
a lot
sister, though.
more
I'm
painful.
doing it out of love, okay? I'm trying to save you.
So,
Thanks, monster.
Look something up real quick. I think I've looked this up before, but I just want to make sure.
Bad when he's gotta, it's bad when he's gotta mute up for it.
No, it's just there's a certain magical effect that I wanted to see if it was concentration or not, which is not. So the figure, the hobgoblin figure with the flaming skull, kind of leans down to you as you are being branded, and says to you, like the jaw moves as if it's talking, but you hear it in your head as opposed to actually coming out of his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "You will be a slave like the rest of your kin." Give me a wisdom saving throw. You're gonna get a +4 from the bless, and
Plus
you're gonna get
D4.
advantage.
It's a D4.
It's a D4. Sorry.
No. That's an Ancient's Paladin thing where you get some bonus to saving, but it's not until level 7.
Yeah,
You
it's
get an aura.
their aura.
Around you, it's bonus. I think it's saving throws against spells or something like that. It's very strong, but you don't get it until level 7.
21.
21. Okay. So you're sitting there. He's branding you. And
Dude, when I look at my chest and it's just supreme. No.
as you kind of like look down at his hand branding you, and then look back up. As you look up, the illusion is gone, and you just see Feyre like pulling her hand back after just hitting you in the face. And you are no longer succumb to the illusion.
Man, I need a Tylenol. And then I look towards the camera and pull out a box of Tylenol.
Did my slap help at all?
Yes, you gave him advantage.
I was going to say there are a lot of abilities that will allow a saving throw when you take damage. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but there are a bunch that are like that. So that was actually really smart.
mostly charm
Yeah,
abilities.
a lot of charm
Wait,
abilities.
I'll
Yeah,
slap the shit out of
I was
you,
going to say
okay?
most charm abilities is like, oh, if you take damage or have hostile action taken against you, you can either roll again or finish. So that was actually pretty good.
Dude,
Nice.
I'm a genius.
I'm running down the hall,
Okay.
by the way, and I'm going to shout out again.
Hey, freak
It's a
show!
creepy guy.
Yeah, so you reach
And then I'm gonna,
you reach where the
Yeah,
figure was.
After I slapped Goodfellow, I would have started running after him.
Okay. So you run to where the figure was. They were standing, like, there is a bit of, most of the, like, area where the sewage once would have flowed is, like, dried out, if not just maybe a little muddy. But there are spots where it's, like, kind of puddly. You see where they had been standing, there is a bit of water. You don't see them, but with you and Goodfellow, with your high passive perception, do see a trail of water,
we left a snail trail.
essentially.
All right. Is it like a continuous stream, or is it like footprints, or?
It looks like they were standing in, like, ankle-deep water, and then, as they ran away, left a trail because
Got
of
the
that.
little like his like boot tread with like the Nike symbol.
That's the
is
thing.
left on.
You see,
creepy
you see at least one decent like wet mark in the dust in the ground. They're not wearing boots. It's almost like two taloned, like almost like insectoid foot.
I wouldn't have heard of any creatures like this, right? This seems like a sort of one-off weird. Yeah.
Give me an Arcana roll. It's pretty high DC.
Bless doesn't give you bonus to checks, I don't think.
No.
Oh.
Tyler, I just realized also that I would never look hurt.
Correct. Correct. You wouldn't, unless you were actively focusing on making those changes.
That's interesting. So that means to which I wouldn't know that I have injuries unless I drop it.
Yep.
I'm gonna hold back.
Okay.
I got a 19 plus 2 for 21.
I'm gonna look back at Goodfellow and tell him, "Let's go, follow us."
1 second, I have to get naked.
Come on, over
What's up,
here.
brother?
You don't want to look. I'm gonna go into a corner
Yeah, you can go back into where the shrine was.
and I'm gonna
He's like,
I'm gonna,
hold on, I
like-
gotta take this.
perch over and I'm gonna pull open my shirt and then I'm gonna drop it so I can see if there's a burn there.
There's no burn.
Him not following us, I'm gonna be a little suspicious.
Okay.
Man, you're sneaking up on the naked dude? That's weird, bro. I just said I was gonna go drop trow.
Are you hanging back to suss on him, or are you just making a mental note?
No, I think the more important thing
Yeah,
is to
we got
catch
bigger
the
items
guy. But I will definitely be keeping that in the back of my mind. for
Okay.
sure.
Goodfellow, there's no burns. There are
Mhm.
marks, but it's almost like a light welt. Like it definitely left a mark. But it seems like most of the damage was mental.
Just like real life.
Um,
Then I'm zip
And
back
like
up.
your clothes and everything like are unmarred. So it's just
Okay.
on your skin is the only thing that
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I was making sure to see if my body like physically reacted to it. But it didn't, so we're good.
okay. So you all follow this trail. Thurberus. The best you could probably ascertain, there have been a lot of signs that what you're dealing with is fey in nature,
yeah.
which do tend to like more powerful, like more esoteric, like fey creatures tend to adopt animalistic, like more like a natural world characteristics. But narrowing it down to a specific type of creature, you're not able to really think of anything in the moment.
Yeah.
But you are able to follow this trail as it goes back to the entrance out of the like the kind of half collapsed entrance to the sewers.
Where we came from initially.
Where you came from initially, across the main courtyard, in the direction of the Emerald Mare Inn.
We didn't stay there because we went immediately into the
Yep.
sewer. Okay.
The only person who stopped in there is Goodfellow.
Emerald what? Oh. I don't know.
Good fellow, leave track.
It goes into the inn.
It disappears as it gets like close. Like there's only so much water that they can track, but with your passive perception and your good assumption, your good instincts, that is probably where they went.
Okay. Well.
So we're looking for a wet guy in the inn.
This is Tyler's extensive railroading to get us into the inn because we were like, no, we don't need to sleep. We haven't done anything today.
You're with us?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
Yes, Kira, as soon as like you guys started running, she drew her rapier and is following you guys.
Okay, good.
And we
I
had
don't want to
already
lose her.
we'd already dropped off all the other children at the whatever you
Enclave.
called it, conclave.
Enclave.
That one. So they're all there. We don't have
Join
to worry
the
about
enclave.
that. Okay, into the inn we go.
Okay. It is because you guys left early in the morning to go do all of this stuff, so it is probably like maybe 10 a.m. at this point. So you enter the Emerald Mare, and it is not busy at all. It has not really hit its stride yet. There's like maybe like 1 or 2 people in there at a table, like eating breakfast.
Tiny little continental breakfast on display, like an orange and some cereal.
It's the restaurant of Strahd.
On the stream, I've just put up a little layout of the Emerald Mare, and I will post it in the Discord so you guys can see it.
Please.
We are about to fight in here.
I need to download it on my phone. Actually, I can just do this real quick.
It's not busy at all. All right. I mean, is there a bartender or whatever? That on the map.
Yes, you see there is a like a half orc barmaid.
Where's the front door?
The front door is at the bottom.
That tiny little.
Yeah.
Here.
The bar is that kind of like up in the top left, that kind of darker, like L-shaped wood. And there are like
It's
two.
just one story, or
There is a second story. They just have their 2 nicest rooms on the first floor.
Got it.
Dude, it's a Joe Rogan sauna.
Having like bar fights in the middle of the night or whatever.
You do see a barmaid, Goodfellow. As you enter, you don't see Ariel, the owner, who you had seen when you guys first came into town. The barmaid that's working the early shift is like a middle-aged half-orc woman, who's just there like cleaning a platter and like getting some mugs set up on the end of the bar. And as you guys kind of like bust in, the 2 guys at the table like eating their breakfast are like, and then go back to eating their food.
Too hungover for this shit.
And the barmaid is like, "Can I help you?"
I mean, I'm gonna ask in a sort of joking tone, like, did you see any weird 4-armed, like, wet, slippery men come in here?
Can't say that I have.
Do you want to?
I will say, at the commotion going on with you guys kind of busting into the inn, all 3 of you can hear there is a door to a room. It looks like just like a pantry on the map, but that's the room on the bottom wall.
Yeah.
And you hear chirping, like a lot of chirping.
I'm gonna go check out the
You
chirping.
have a bird problem in your pantry? As I walk toward the pantry anyway, I don't care what the answer is.
Yeah, the half orc just kind of calls out. Like she tries to like, because you're not allowed to go into like their pantry, but she like finishes up doing what she's doing. She tries to like open up the bar, like the little swing up thing, and come after you as she's like, "That's just the owner's birds. They're just pets." The door.
You know when Captain America is like taking the whatever it is, the Quinjet, and there's like the pilot in there, and he's like, "Son, just don't." I'm gonna essentially do that and be like, we are adventurers. We're gonna adventure. We'll be right
I'm
back.
gonna
We're not
see
gonna
when I
take your
break into
fucking
your
bread,
home.
Okay.
Like, relax.
Give me an intimidation roll.
I will also be intimidating.
Okay, so you can do it with advantage. As the door to the pantry is
I'm
unlocked.
looking at her menacingly.
As you push in, on all one wall is just shelves and shelves of like foodstuffs and some small like casks of like ale and wine. On the other wall are a bunch of hooks on the ceiling, and there are 5 bird cages with 2 like little brown thrushes and 3 cardinals.
We're gonna write that down, right?
What'd you say?
Roughly.
2 little brown thrushes and then 3 cardinals.
I got an 18 for intimidation.
Okay. You do that. They kind of step off, and I will say, with what's your passive insight?
17.
17. You notice as they get closer, there's like a weird, like glazed over look in the barmaid's eyes. She's been charmed.
Oh.
Must not be an elf.
Dude, well, no, she's a halfling. Dude, I only have so many
true.
good spells now. Hera, slap
Yeah,
this
let me
bitch.
slap the
Yeah,
shit out of her.
Slap her. You don't
Okay.
have to.
Make an attack roll.
I flank, no.
You tabletop her.
Or actually, it's a 7 minus 1, I think.
6.
You don't
Yeah.
add proficiency to unarmed, right?
I don't. Everybody's proficient in unarmed, so it's improvised weapons you don't add proficiency to.
Okay, then 9.
9? Yeah, still not. She like still had like a serving tray in her hand, and just holds it up in front of her face. And you hit just this like cast iron serving tray, or not cast iron. It'd probably be like silver
It's like
plated.
a bomb. Dude, I bring that shit.
Upon seeing all this, though, all of you can give
Why don't you
me
slap her?
an investigation check.
Wow.
10.
Oh, I'm supposed to do that also? A 10.
Okay. So what was the highest of that?
Damn.
12.
12.
12. Goodfellow, you think for a second, because you were the one that saw them in the first place. The wanted post, or not the wanted posters, but like the missing posters. 5 kids missing, 2 brown-haired, and 3 redheads.
Dude, that's so fun.
I was gonna say the descriptions of the birds was way too specific to not be important.
Well,
But-
yeah. But
Did you write down which ones it was? Yeah, okay.
Okay, again, I've only got so many dispel magics, so there's not really anything I can do that I know of, at least.
Can I stuff all the bird cages into my bag of holding?
They
do
only
not, because they will
You-
suffocate to death.
Yeah.
Still not. Okay, so I take that back. I'm not killing 5 kids.
There's what, an hour of air
10
divided
minutes.
by how... Oh, it's 10 minutes divided how many creatures, right?
You have a dispel magic still, right?
Creatures, you got 2 minutes. If you want to put them in your bag of holding, you got 2
You
minutes.
still have dispel magic, right?
1 slot of it.
Yeah, and we have 5
well,
kids.
we
Just
have 2 hands, so
do it
we
around
can
them.
carry-
Well, it's one. I can dispel magic
Oh,
on
you
one
can target-
creature or one object.
Wait, can I just like explore? Can I like search this little pantry area, or did we already do that?
Sure. Give me an investigation or a perception roll.
Damn, that sucks. Could you do first? I wouldn't.
To 7.
Not finding anything outside of the bird. Like it's very distracting. Like you're trying to look around, and these birds are going crazy.
I'm gonna try and sing to calm down the birds.
Okay, give me a performance roll.
21.
I'm sure that
Oh,
this book is charmed, right?
Yes, you are absolutely sure the half orc has been charmed.
Not shape-shifting or anything like
No,
that.
it's definitely the look in their eye is somebody who is under like some level of enchantment.
Is there anyone behind the bar?
No, the only person behind the bar was the half orc, and she kind of stepped out to come.
Okay,
in.
I wanna search the back of the bar.
I'm gonna go out and talk to the patrons. Did you see anyone come in here?
I want to search the back of the bar.
Okay. You can give me another investigation or a perception roll. Thurbrus, you go over to first of all, Goodfellow, you start out with like a little whistle, kind of matching their like bird tone, and you go into like a what languages do you know?
Common, Sylvan, Fiendish.
Okay, so you go into like a little folk song in Sylvan, and the birds calm down. They definitely seem anxious still, but they're not freaking out like they were. Thurbrus, as you go over to the table with the two patrons eating breakfast, it looks like they're trying to very hurriedly wrap up so they can leave.
Yeah, I did just. Someone just attempted to slap the barmaid. So.
The one of them is like this old crotchety man, that kind of old where they don't have any teeth anymore, so like they're kind of like underbitten. They're like, the only person I've seen come through here this morning was that hot piece of ass, Ariel.
That's not a name familiar to us, is it?
Isn't that old lady?
No, she had a different name, though.
Ariel is the owner of the Emerald Mare.
I got a 14 for exploring behind the bar.
Okay. You do see it's kind of beneath a stack of kegs. There does seem to be a trapdoor. You don't know if it goes to like a cellar or what, but there does seem to be a trapdoor behind the bar.
I will crack that baddie open.
Okay, give me just a basic athletics check just to move the kegs.
You have these tools? Oh, it's to move kegs. Never mind.
Yeah.
What did you say? I was athletics. 18.
18? Oh yeah. You just kind of bear hug the keg and just kind of shimmy it off of the trapdoor and open it up. There is a wooden ladder that goes down about 25-30 feet. And the stone shaft that the ladder goes down, the stone is... the stone of the tunnel is almost identical.
Of the ladder, the thing going down?
Is almost identical to the stonework of the sewers.
That's mighty suspicious.
Very soft.
I'm gonna ask... Oh, what do I want to ask the old man? Oh, when did she come by?
Maybe about 20-30 minutes before you came busting in.
We weren't that far behind the creepy guy, I don't think.
A bit. Just because you had to... Like, you saw them right as you were, like, finishing dispelling the magic on Kira.
Yeah.
And then Feyre had to break hers, and Goodfellow broke his, and...
I guess that's true.
Then you had to search around, and Goodfellow hung behind, and...
Alright.
Well, I think we should,
Also, this old man doesn't seem 100% there, so he might be off a little bit on the time.
Well,
but...
and also the 30 minutes is when he last saw it. She could have came
I
in, went
think
down the
we should
hatch.
lock the birds in that room so that we can come back and grab them. Because if we're going to go down this tunnel now.
Well, Goodfellow's checking out with them. I kind of want to go upstairs and see if... what was her name?
Ariel.
Ariel or Ariel?
Ariel. It's Aeriel.
She's not down here, is she?
She went down to the wine cellar.
Okay. Then down to the cellar we go. I'll head back to the pantry and
inform Goodfellow of our plan.
Okay.
Okay. If he said 30 minutes ago, doesn't that mean that she already went down there, turned into the monster, and then we saw her and she came back?
It would also be that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why would she have gone down there and then come back out the normal way?
Because she can't come out as a monster in the middle of people.
I don't know. We saw the wet footprints going. I think we should still go down there.
Yeah, the wet footprints came here, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they came here. Why would they go back down into the sewer?
I'm saying they didn't.
I will say, with the fact that you have the map of the sewer, any of the tunnels that look like they originate or go the direction, like, because the Inn of the Emerald Mare is on the other side of town from where you guys entered the sewers. Any of the tunnels or chambers that are on that side of town of the sewers, all of the entrances there have been collapsed. So even if she did go down there, and she would have no way of
Getting to where
to where you were.
Alright, yeah, let's go down again.
Okay.
Alright.
So you guys head down this ladder, and you end up in, despite the fact that the stonework is identical to the sewers, this stonework doesn't seem...
Did somebody say stones?
That's a very good... You can make me a history roll with advantage if you want for the stonework.
So, I found out it is not advantage. I add my proficiency bonus to it.
I think we talked about this before. I think we keep fucking up stone cunning.
Because, like, I'm already proficient in history anyway, so I'm gonna just look it up again. I look up dwarf, and dwarf fears comes up in my search history. Stone cunning. Whenever you make an intelligence history check related to the origin of stonework, you are considered proficient in the history skill and add double my proficiency bonus
Okay, so
instead
you have
of normal.
expertise.
So I would add an additional 3 to history, which would make it 8.
Can I still make it with advantage, or is that the
No,
false
we're gonna
advantage?
go with the actual ruling.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Okay. It is not, like, all of the, like, old stonework here, like the wall that goes around town, the, like, manor house that, is on the hill where, like, you would know or at least assume the magistrate who runs the town lives. All of that is assumed to be old Armenian, right? This area and the sewers seem older than the wall and everything, and there is a very distinct similarity to elven architecture.
Ew, gross.
The elves are kidnapping.
Well, no, because, hold on. What was the whole situation where the shrine was it older than the city, or it was out of place? They were built at the same time. Not
The shrine, you made the connection that
Sorry, there's people and a dog.
dog sighting.
Repeat what you said to me.
So you made the connection that the city itself was dedicated to the, or at least seemed to be dedicated to the Archon of Fire. And so the fact that it was a shrine to the Archon of Water that was in the sewers, kind of hidden away, was suspect. That's the connection.
They were same time period, at least as far as I saw. I don't know if I checked for that, but
And I will say, since you got a dirty 20 on the stone cunning, and you're kind of putting pieces together, the shrine definitely had different. It had slightly different architecture to the rest of the sewer.
Right.
Like it was added after the sewer was built.
Okay.
This area does not. This area looks like
It looks
congruent
okay.
with the rest of the sewer.
But sorry, you said it looked older. No.
It looks older than like the wall that goes around the town and the like manor.
So this is from the original fort or whatever. Probably. Okay.
But as you move through this tunnel, as soon as you reach the bottom of the ladder, it is very obvious this does not connect to the sewer. This is a separate underground chamber. And as you move down the this like singular like 10-foot wide, like maybe 10, 15-foot tall corridor, the floor eventually starts to break up to where like it's solid floor, and then it becomes like a stepping stone with water around it that's like an inch away from the rest of the floor. And then the gaps become wider until they become like stepping stones amongst this kind of like green, like algae water. And eventually you reach this 100-foot diameter circular chamber with a domed roof, at the center of which is a stone platform with a dead tree growing out of the center of it.
Sorry, that tree growing.
Yeah, it seems like there's like a planter in the middle of the like the stone platform. I have a map for that too, so I will.
Eduardo just hates the wording.
Well, no, it's like, why would a dead tree be growing? I think that's sort of.
I would like to just send a little prayer out.
My God. Listen, if I've seen a fucking boss fight room, this is a boss fight room, okay?
Dude, let me throw a rock into it. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Dude, no more throwing rocks. No more throwing
We're
rocks.
not in this room, we just see it.
You are kind of like a couple feet back from the
You are
entrance.
in this. You are in the boss room.
You do see that the tree, as well as a lot of the like walls of the chamber, have spider web, spider silk draped
Detect
along
magic with a spell slot.
Okay. You are detecting faint magic from the tree itself, like magic that is has spent centuries fading. It would be, I think it's transmutation.
Probably
but
transmutation or something.
Let me just look, just to make sure. It would be conjuration.
Okay.
And you are picking up a much stronger illusion source of magic behind the tree. It's like just peeking out from behind, but you don't see anything there. It's just kind of like a floating aura.
There's no other exit or entrance that we can see, right?
Nope.
Okay. In that case, so how far away am I from the?
From the center, you're probably 120 feet from like where the tree is. Point of order though, all of you can give me an Arcana or a Nature roll. Goodfellow and Farah, you are both going to have advantage for this.
Don't.
Which kind of roll?
Either Nature or Arcana.
Doesn't matter for me. Which makes more sense?
Arcana or nature?
Arcana.
Well, I got a 23 for nature.
Okay.
I got a 15 for Arcana.
15.
I have a 13 for nature.
Okay. So Thurbrus and Goodfellow, you both recognize, even though it's dead, this is a Fanewood tree. These are kind of, they are kind of religious in nature. They are central to like the worship of the Archfey. And they're like these, if you could imagine, almost like a cherry blossom tree, but the bark itself is like metallic silver, and the leaves are metallic gold. Though this one, the leaves are all gone, and the bark itself is kind of that like, if you don't polish silver for a while, and it becomes that like kind of dull.
Tarnished.
Yeah.
Tarnished, yeah.
Did my prayer to Sina do anything?
Also, how do you spell painful?
It's Fane wood.
Oh, painful.
And what kind of prayer did you send out to Skina?
Just kind of like a general prayer. Also, because this seems kind of like a little bit of a suspicious giant room with a tree in the middle. Just kind of like guidance, help.
Okay.
God, I'm gonna get my ass shit on. Please help me.
You don't hear anything back, but you do. It's strange. It's almost like a light, like warm breeze kind of blows through the chamber. That's almost like comforting.
Sorry.
And none of the rest of you feel the breeze either. Goodfellow, you might feel it a little bit, but all the rest of you just see. It seems like the wind catches Feyre's hair for a moment, even though there's no wind down here.
It's like the scene in Rogue One or whatever, where he's in space with the wind in his cave.
Kind of.
You've
Like, it's
got
not-
a little personal fan where it's like.
It's not like whipping like there's a constant wind. It's just as if like a breeze had blown through. And you see Feyre's hair kind of get taken by it for a second. Even though you guys don't feel any wind. Goodfellow, you feel like the faintest bit. But Thurber's, you don't feel anything. You just see as if like this phantom wind had blown through.
I'm gonna go around the tree.
Okay.
I'm gonna go around the other way.
I'm gonna warn them that I've seen some, or rather, I've sensed some illusion.
Okay.
That I can tell what it is.
Do I know any they don't have to necessarily be like songs, but like tales or anything about these kinds of trees?
Oh, absolutely. And
Can
you
I
would
start-
know.
Can I
you would
start
know,
singing one?
Yeah. And you would know the greater context that Fadewood trees act as anchors between the mortal realm and the Fey realm. That is why they kind of like channel magic between the two.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're used to like kind of commune with the Archfey.
Yeah.
Are you singing it in common or Sylvan?
I'll do it in Sylvan.
Okay. You start singing, and you hear this almost like disembodied voice that kind of starts to, a little bit off key, but harmonize and hum along with your song.
Do I hear it?
You all hear it. And as you kind of try and track where it's coming from, Thurber's, you see that phantom source of illusion magic has moved from behind the tree, like kind of just barely peeking out. It is now up in the tree and is no longer phantom. Ariel has dropped invisibility and is just kind of up in the branches of the dead Fanewood tree, kind of dangling her feet off of the branch, humming along to this song that
I think
Goodfellow is
this might
singing.
be a hat of some kind.
Is she in Ariel form?
Yes, she still looks
Okay.
like the very old elven like bar owner.
Yeah. Okay.
We know what you are. You don't have to hide from us.
Throws a rock at her.
Don't throw a rock at her.
Vanessa's go-to. Throw a rock at it.
I'm gonna start fucking chopping that tree down.
Don't chop the tree down.
Um,
Wait, you haven't even learned Magic Stone yet. There's magic stone. There's catapult. There's
Dude,
what
me when
rock
I
is
catapult the magic stones.
So as you say,
catapult was like 3d8 or something.
it's still pretty good.
Honestly,
That's more than that.
I mean, it's not as good as chromatic warp, but you know,
What
You
You
are
get
say
the
that.
catapult.
You say that till you throw a chair at someone's head.
skin of a killer?
But you say that about like we know what you are and everything.
Yep.
And she
Oh man.
stops humming and looks directly at you, Thurberus, and is like, "Well, aren't we the smart one? Well, if we're all being honest here." Her eyes go completely black. And she looks over at Goodfellow, and casts Dispel Magic.
Okay. Well, that was.
Nice. Let's go.
I think this magic is a touch range.
Is it? I don't think it is.
I don't.
I could be wrong, but I thought it was.
I thought it was like
The range is 120 feet.
Oh,
Tyler-
what is
Tyler
touch
just-
range that I had to use?
Detect magic. No, that's 30.
No, it's 30. Huh. I don't know. I thought it was. Never mind. I'm thinking of something else.
Anyways, yeah, I'm
Yeah, good fellow.
Yeah, so you all see her kind of like point her kind of like long, scraggly nailed finger at Goodfellow. And this like bit of like sickly green, almost like fairy dust kind of shoots out, hits him, and you see the ugly dwarven form
I,
kind of
sneezed away.
kind of ripple, almost like it's almost like that kind of like iridescent like sheen that like a soap bubble has, as it kind of shimmers away and leaves behind same height, same outfit, same everything except now standing there in the kind of blue and purple jester leathers is a goblin with long pointed green ears and these kind of like big like dinner plate golden yellow almost like luminescent eyes, which is different than the goblins that you've seen. The goblins you've seen have all had they've all had like almost more angular features and like full solid red eyes.
So what you're saying is you're not.
Ta-da!
I already knew that.
Okay, well, shut the fuck up.
So you can't.
I am a little surprised that it's a goblin, but don't. I am a little surprised that it's a goblin, but I've known since like day one that he's not exactly who he says he is. Goblin is probably
exactly
not.
who I said I am.
Goblin's probably not what I expected, but
I'm good fellow.
you know, it's again not that surprised.
I'm still related to you.
So I'm gonna say I'm assuming you're not my brother. We can talk about this later. We got bigger things to deal with.
You wish. You're gonna have one hell of a conversation with your mother.
As you guys are kind of having this conversation, she's still up there kind of like dangling her feet, kind of like lightly chuckling under her breath. Before she kind of like hunches back down, her like brow kind of furrows as like her features almost get a little bit darker. And she goes, "You're all acting mighty joyous for people who've just walked into a trap. Well, you've brought my prize right to me."
Kira. Or good fellow.
What's your prize?
Is Kira still with us?
Kira's still with you.
I would say it's probably Kira's probably your
What's
prize.
your prize, old hag?
How high up is the tree?
The tree is about.
Or rather, how high up in the tree is she sitting?
The tree itself. She's sitting pretty high in the tree. The tree itself is probably like 25 feet tall, and she's 20 feet up. And she
So I'm
goes,
gonna look at her and say, "What's the price, old hag?" Or what is it? What is she? What's the prize, old hag? Looks like you need some beauty creams for those nasty wrinkles.
"Well, I was searching for."
Vicious mockery.
No, but I'm still gonna say that.
This is wrong.
I was searching for blood of the Archfey, and that is hard to come by here in your
This guy ain't Arch. He's just
dirty little realm. And now you've brought me two. And as she says
already?
that, she kind of does that, like, almost like scuba diver thing where they kind of fall backwards into, like, a web that's, like, a couple branches down. And the Ariel form, the skin almost stays behind as she hits the web, and it peels off, and landing at the foot of the tree, about 8 feet tall, is this, like, green-skinned, half-humanoid, half, like, insectoid figure with, like, these long, exaggerated fey ears.
That's disgusting.
Was she the initial old lady that we met, like, day one? It was like the rat queen or spider queen.
She's the one that Goodfellow talked to, yeah.
Nice job, Goodfellow.
These two sets of arms, one long and, like, a little bit more muscular looking. They're all covered in, like, they have skin, but then they have bits of, like, sporadic, like, chitinous, like, natural armor.
This is not the same creature I saw.
Absolutely is. You do see the second set of arms that are curled up towards the chest. And she's wearing, like, bits of, like a leather chest piece and, like, a leather, like almost like apron skirt. But with bits of, like, cobweb, like, wrapped around, like, underneath it. Almost like mummy wrappings. And I'm gonna need you guys to roll initiative.
I'm using my fucking Spider-Man dice.
13.
12.
Nice. 6.
Plus 3.
9.
Good job. We rolled pretty good.
My fancy dice out. What did everybody get?
12.
9.
13.
I'm going to roll for Kira.
Oh yeah, Kira's with us too. Right. No, is Cheddar's with us?
Cheddar's is with you, yes.
That might be one of the two. I mean,
That's so fucked.
Cheddar's is Faye. but
No, fuck that. She's not getting cheddar. Absolutely not.
I think it's an action to dismiss her. Or send her to her pocket dimension or whatever.
Fuck that. She's not getting cheddar. She's also not getting Kira.
Can I do like an insight to figure out which two she means? If it's Kira or Cheddar's?
Sure.
Yeah, but it's Goodfellow and either Kira or Cheddar. Or somebody else, not me. And I'm not Faye, and I don't think you're Faye. Or you're Faye ancestry, but not Faye.
Well, remember at the very beginning when, like, that dragon on the roof was like, not now, child of the Fae?
That's fair.
To be fair, she did specifically say blood of the Archfey,
Oh.
which would be one of the Archfey lords.
I got a 10.
Hard to tell. You definitely catch.
That would be what you said about the blood of the Archfey?
It would be one of the Archfey lords, which are like the Fey like deities that the elves used to worship, and some of them still do.
Alright, so what you're saying is it's not even Goodfellow, it's Kira and Feyre, and like, the Prince of Merchants is fucking an actual god, is what you're saying.
You, with a 10, you definitely see when she says to, her eyes flick to Kira.
Oh wait, yeah, Prince of Merchants.
Yeah, he's God. He's a god. You know? He's suddenly an elven god.
Dude, that's fucking awesome. Let's go!
That's my dad too.
You do see that her eyes flick to Kira. So Kira, you could wager, is one of the two she's talking about. You don't catch any kind of sign of who the second one is. And I will say,
Who's the sister?
Kira and Feyre are both half-elves. And Feyre, I don't want to, I don't know how much of your family history you would have shared with Thurbrus.
I probably would have shared everything.
Okay. So at least Thurber's, you know, her dad is a human.
Because you're my teacher.
It's her mom
Okay,
who is a elf.
So it's not Kira, or it's not Feyre because Kira's a half sister or different mom. So fucking Goodfellow is actually her brother. Thing.
Dude, that's so fucked.
But Goodfellow, you are up first.
I was gonna say,
yeah,
regardless, we're about to fucking throw down.
Bonus action, Hunter's Mark. I'm trying to think of what I want to do with my normal action because I could just walk up and stab you, but I'm not gonna get sneak
Is
attack.
she in the air at all, or has she fallen down to the
She's
ground?
now
She's
like
on
she
the
kind of scuba dived backwards through the branches of the tree. The
Yeah.
web that she broke through caught the like illusion skin and peeled it off, and she's now in her natural form on the ground in front of you.
Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna fuck it. Fuck it. I'm going over and I'm smacking this bitch.
Okay.
Dude, smack that bitch.
Hold the sneak attack. Who needs it? That 20.
Hey.
That's pretty good straight off. All right, hold on. I need a calculator. That is.
Watch. Cerberus is gonna miss, and then Favor's gonna crit and Divine Smite, and the boss is gonna be dead. That's exactly what's about to happen.
So here's the nice thing too, is because you crit, she for the next minute is now affected by fairy fire.
I have fairy fire.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
What that gives can't, or rather don't gain the effects of invisible. Does it give everybody advantage on
It gives
attacks,
everybody
too?
advantage on attacks for the next minute.
Not for the first attack, just for the next minute.
For the next minute.
No concentration. That's
Nope.
pretty sick.
Priftown, the bright blade is really
He's
good.
crit twice already, right?
What?
He's crit twice already.
Yes.
Yeah.
You crit on one of the spiders as well, I think.
It takes up a spell slot and does damage depending on its level of plus use and if he uses instant attack.
But if it's a level 2, if it's a level 1 spell, can I use it as a level 2?
Yes. So you can upcast anything.
That's not true. There are some spells that don't upcast.
Well, the thing is, you can still use
That's,
a higher
38.
spell slot. You don't have a level 1 and use a level 2,
Did you say 38?
but some
That's-
spells don't.
Dude, do we even have-
nasty.
I didn't sneak attack either.
Yeah, because nobody's there.
No one's there.
Not
And I don't have advantage on these attack roll. Now I do, but
Do we even need to do anything?
Oh
you
yeah.
will.
Oh yeah.
But
She's definitely looking hurt, but not bloodied
He
yet.
just doubled her health.
Jesus, 38.
That's without.
That's what the 1d8.
That was also
maxed,
the
1d4 maxed. And then rolling those
2D, it's 2d4 man.
2d4.
Because I have Fury of the
Fury of the Small. Goblin, forgot about that.
So it's 8 plus 8 plus 8
It's 8 plus
8.
8. It's 8 plus 8,
32 plus 4.
and then
Like a
I have Hunter's Mark.
Hunter's Mark. Forgot you Hunter's Marked.
So that's
Good
another,
shit.
Is that a D6? That's a D6, right?
Yeah.
Neat.
And
Okay.
then rolling all of those on top of the max damage.
Is it my
I
turn?
rolled really low.
Yes, Thurberus, you're up.
How far from me is she? Probably not that far.
You guys would be probably 45 to 50 feet away from her, depending on how close you got to the tree before she dropped down.
I'm gonna pull out my stops now. I don't think.
Wait, how would I get there then?
You said 30 or 35 feet.
You could have been like closer. Like I'm just saying,
Okay.
like
I guess she did dispel me, so
Yeah.
maybe I was.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna classic spiritual weapon and sacred flame. Make a dex save.
Okay. 8.
Nope. And I think that's 2d8 now that I'm level 5.
I'm surprised you didn't pull out the stops on the hag.
Well, not yet. Not yet. She's gonna take 10 radiant damage.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna make an attack with my spiritual weapon.
Okay.
Does a 15 hit?
15 does not hit.
Remember, he has
Okay.
advantage.
True. You do have advantage.
Very
Oh.
far.
That is
Very
that is
fine.
excellent. Okay, so I rolled a 14 that time.
That definitely hits, right?
No.
Okay. Then my spiritual weapon is up, but misses.
Okay. Then it is Kira's turn.
Hell yeah.
Uh,
She has advantage.
Kira's gonna move up. She has advantage, which means she can also get sneak attack.
As we.
Sorry, she's a wizard and a rogue.
2 levels wizard, 3 levels rogue.
2 rounds and one.
She just hits.
So I got a 16 and I just missed.
And she got a 17.
17. Okay.
So that's 4 plus 4 is. Oh, and she gets sneak attack, which for. Yeah, for a 3rd level rogue. 1. So that's 9 points of damage. Alright, and then Feyre's up. Now she's looking a bit bloodied.
I can just decide when I want to do Divine Smite.
Yes.
Okay.
Smite this bitch. Smite this bitch.
Dude, I'm gonna go in with my longsword and my scamator.
Okay.
Because that's what I
You can
always
also
do.
prep,
I'm ski miter.
if you want to do like serious smite or something like that. It's pretty good.
Welcome to Radiant Damage Falls. I'm ski miter.
You can prep like a searing smite and then still do divine smite on the hit, right? There's no reason to not do that.
Yeah, because the smite is just part of the attack, and Searing Smite is a bonus action.
That's what I mean, is that if you hit on your attack and you have Searing Smite active, you can do both.
Yeah, you can double up.
Okay.
You just
So I
can't
can
double
do
up on, like,
something.
smite spells.
Yeah, let me do
Yeah,
wrath,
yeah.
so I can do. Let's
So
do
that's a
wrath.
bonus action, so
Okay,
you can't
so-
attack with your scamator. But I'm assuming
Oh.
because she's a hag, she's probably resistant to non-magic physical damage. Maybe. But I
Okay,
could be
so that's okay for my scamator. I'll get another shot with it eventually. Um, okay, so I'll
what
just-
do you have?
what do you mean?
What smite do you have? The other smite spells you have to cast beforehand. It is a
Is it-
bonus action.
Oh, is it not wrathful fight?
You can. You just have to choose which one it is.
You mean which one?
Oh, there's different smites. There's
Oh.
Wrathful and Searing and Bumbling, and
I want to do searing.
you have it up.
Okay, wrathful's not fun.
You also have Branding Smite. So. Damage. Oh, no invis, but that's.
Okay, yeah,
It already counts as
I'll do branding smite. Do I need to do one of these? Okay. And then this to attack.
With
and
advantage.
That's pretty good.
Just this, right?
Plus, you both have one efficient second.
Oh, right. 26.
Oh, yeah, definitely hits.
So you're gonna roll 1d8 from your longsword and 2d6 radiant from your branding smite.
Okay, you said 2d6.
2d6. I think it's 2d6.
2d6 and
And then 1d8 physical.
1d8.
And then if you wanted to find smite, you can find smite. Use another spell slot. That's pretty good.
So this is the radiant.
Yes.
So 6 radiant and
Yeah.
12. What is it? Magical slashing.
Magical slashing.
Magical. Dude, I got that.
For a total of
18.
12.
plus 6 is 18. Yeah.
18.
Okay.
She also can't turn invisible again.
Okay.
Can I divine?
Sure.
If you want to roll Divine Smite damage, you may. I suppose you can choose at any point.
Why not?
It uses spell slot if you don't need to. Why not? Let me just check
Yeah,
what
I'm
you guys. I think it's like 3d8.
Build this.
I think it does 3d8 naturally, unless it's a fiend or undead, or you use a higher level spell slot. Divine Smite, it does extra 2d8. Sorry, extra 2d8.
Okay, so 1.
It's not fiend or undead, is it?
No.
Okay, I was. Okay. Additional
7 additional radiant damage.
Okay.
for a total of 25.
Yeah, I did already.
So now it's Agnoldis the Green Hag's turn.
Wait, what's her name?
Agnoldis?
The green
Agnola?
hag.
Okay. What do I want to use? Yeah, I'll do that.
You should charm me so I
Okay.
can sneak attack my teammates.
I need all of you to give me a strength saving throw.
I have a question, Tyler. So
Yes.
the wording for branding smite, obviously it's a smite, so it's concentration. And it says, next time you hit this creature with a weapon attack, gleams with astral radiance. Deals extra damage, which becomes visible if invisible, and sheds dim light, and can't become invisible. Do you have to keep concentrating for that invisibility bonus?
I don't
To
think so. I
keep
think it's
going.
just to keep the Searing Smite until you attack.
That's what I was thinking also. Because Searing Smite, it's you only, I think it words it that you can only do the damage while you're still concentrating on it. Yeah, until the spell ends is Searing Smite, but Branding Smite. Oh no, Branding Smite also says until the spell ends.
Well then, yeah, you
Yeah,
have
we
to
can make
concentrate.
concentration up to 1 minute.
Not that it
So
matters
concentrate.
because she's
Yeah.
fairy fighter anyway.
I'm already very tired anyway.
So
Sorry, you said it's strength save?
strength save from everybody. Yep.
8.
$17.
17.
Ooh, a 12.
Okay. So Feyre passes. Thurbrus just passes.
Ooh, with a 12? Really? Damn, that's an LDC.
It's an L for me.
Well, maybe you
Um,
shouldn't be so short and ugly then.
Yeah,
So-
you need to hide yourself from us.
Goodfellow.
Well, that's all you all eyes don't see shit.
Actually, what is your bonus to strength saves, Goodfellow?
+2.
+2.
You short and squat.
Oh, it's hers. She's not gonna pass either way. So yeah, she'll do that. So Kira and Goodfellow both fail. Feyre and Thurbrus, you both take 5 points of necrotic damage. As she kind of curls in on herself, and then a set of like shadowy spider legs sprout out from her in all directions, dealing damage to all of you. As she casts Arms of Arddor.
Wait, what happened? Sorry.
So she kind of curls down into herself, and then explodes out with 8 shadowy spectral spider legs that fling out and hit all of you as she
Is this
casts
like arms of
Arms of
like
Arddor.
arms?
Yep.
Okay, I was about to say. Arms of fucking spider.
It's really
Kira and Goodfellow, however, both fail. However, Goodfellow, Kira sees one of these spider legs heading right for your face. You feel it hit you, and then you see time stop, and then reverse, and then you have the time to duck underneath it as she uses one of her portents to give you a 10, plus your 2, which makes you pass the save. She, however, still fails, so she takes the 11 damage.
Making
No,
me
my
rewrite
sister!
how much damage I took. What a bitch.
You don't have evasion yet, do you? Evasion's level 9, right?
Yeah, I don't have that.
Yeah.
What do you rogues? Oh, you're not a rogue yet.
I am a rogue.
Are you
I'm
full straight monoclass rogue?
No.
Oh.
Rogue Ranger. I'm
Then,
ass.
because she casts Arms of Hadar, she can now move away from you guys without taking attacks of opportunity. And with her innate spider climb, she moves up and scurries up the side of the tree up into the branches, giving herself partial cover. And then it's back up to the top of the round. Goodfellow.
Alright. I have advantage, but she's in a tree. How much movement would it take for me to climb up that tree to her?
She's 25
What
feet
I
up,
do.
right?
It would be half movement speed to climb up the tree.
How far away is she?
She moved up 20 feet up the tree, so it would take 40 feet of your movement speed.
Shit. I don't have 40.
Can you not
I
bonus
do
action
have
dash?
bonus action. I do have bonus action dash though. So I do bonus action dash. I do climb up that tree. I do. Hey bitch. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys watch as Goodfellow kind of puts the blade of his sword in his mouth and like scurries up the side of the tree like a squirrel, pulling himself up onto one of the branches, perfectly balanced, and then goes to town.
I have
This is
advantage.
the fucking Jack Sparrow versus Davy Jones fight where they're like on the beam of the mast.
Did you crit again? Jesus Christ.
Nice.
Dude, use silvery
Dude.
barbs.
Dude, this dice, he's crazy.
Slightly had no silvery barbs. Fuck you.
Alright. But this time I'm sneak attacking. So hold on, I gotta do my.
Yeah, this is gonna be a lot of damage.
Yeah. Alright. That's 56.
Yeah, welcome to being a rogue and critting.
Okay,
Same thing.
so
You fucking.
you did 56 damage, which means you did 40 damage over the amount of health she had left.
Dude, fucking kill me. Let
So,
her fall off the tree.
Hey, just keep in mind that Thurber's did 10 radiant damage, okay? Discount my 10.
so Goodfellow, you scurry up the tree, and you don't even land on the branch. You push yourself off towards her, pull the blade out of your own mouth, spear her through the chest, and ride her down back to the ground. As she kind of like looks shocked up at you. Her eyes that were all full black go back to being like this like emerald green before the light fades from them, and all of her legs and arms kind of do that like skittery spider thing as they curl up onto themselves. And she is deceased.
Let me
If
loot her
we're-
body.
If we're revealing things, I'm gonna pull my blade out, turn around. She's dead.
I got a fucking 9 for concentration.
I'm gonna look at Goodfellow and say, we're still having a chat later, but right now I'm gonna loot her body.
Okay.
Give me all your shit.
Give me all your money!
On her body, you
How's Kira,
find.
by the way?
Kira seems fine. Like
Yeah,
she
I would have checked on her first before
Sure.
I.
Sure. Okay.
she seems like she had the wind knocked out of her.
Okay.
You're gonna
But
loot body.
she's not like she doesn't have like peasant health. Like Kira has 36 hit points. So, and she only
Shame,
took
bro.
11 damage. So you search the body. You find, first of all, around her neck is a chain with 5 small keys on it.
Dude, that's
Dude, that's the bird cage! The bird cage!
that's probably what that is.
Um,
Oh, who the hell?
Good fellow can
Can what?
use thieves' tools.
That is true. That is factual. It's a factual statement. I'm very good with them.
I'll pocket those and put them in my little bag of,
in the like she has like a small satchel kind of attached to that like leather like apron skirt.
Children just have pockets.
No, you can't get a dress with pockets in medieval times. But in the pouch you
It has
find
polka dots.
a rolled up like looks like a scroll about this big. It doesn't look like an arcane scroll, but it does seem like it has like some kind of instructions on it, but it's written in a language you don't recognize, Farah. And then
Do I recognize it? Speaking Mahalani, Ancient Jotnar, Dwarven, Draconic, and Common.
you do not.
Does it look like I can read it when I cast tongues?
So tongues works for speech.
No, it doesn't. It works for everything.
It works for written as well.
Comprehend languages works for speech. Tongues works for everything, as far as I know. I'll double check though.
No, I think
Comprehend language is the only spoken one, but tongues is the level 3.
languages. I think
No,
is just written.
tongues is spoken. Tongues is spoken.
Tongues grants the ability to understand any spoken language it hears. Moreover, when the target speaks, it knows one language. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Tongues is only spoken, but
So-
it's any language?
So, can I do comprehend
Oh,
language?
well then I also have comprehend languages.
Yeah,
You can show it. You can show it. She's a goblin.
Oh,
You can
if you can do it free once per long rest, then yeah. use
Yeah, I'm
comprehend
gonna
language.
comprehend language.
Okay. You comprehend languages. It seems like it is a instructions for a ritual.
Does it tell you what language it's in? Or you can just suddenly read it?
I don't think it
I don't
does.
think so. I think
I don't
it's
think
just
so either.
comprehend it.
It seems like a instructions for a ritual
On.
to open up some kind of interplanar gate.
Oh, to the Feywild. Okay.
Well, that's the thing. Is that that's what you would assume? But Goodfellow, you kind of come over her shoulder. It's not written in Sylvan. None of you
Oh.
know what language this is.
It's not written in Fiendish.
Nope.
It's not written in common?
Nope.
No,
I don't know that.
Nope. Not a single language you guys know.
It's Pig Latin.
But you do see with comprehend languages,
You can't or anything?
the ritual. It's more of a missive about a ritual than the actual instructions for the ritual itself. And it essentially explains that Agnoldus was tasked with receiving or acquiring the blood of an archfey. And her sisters are going about receiving the required materials that are celestial in nature. And it does make reference to a sisterhood of the many eyes and one.
Does that
There's
mark
nothing else of
anything?
note in the room, right? It's mostly empty room, just a tree and a dead body.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pocket that.
Okay.
Detect magic is not detecting anything new, right?
No. No.
I'm
The
assuming it has.
also in the satchel looks like a couple of like long dried out like spell components almost. It's like some like old herbs and stuff.
Bad
And
shit.
She's got that jerky on her.
20 children's finger bones.
Oh, those are mine.
Girl,
That's what I'm claiming.
No, but you do know that the children have been going missing for the past 20 years. In
With
King's
a,
Crossing.
I was gonna say, with a 20 passive perception, is it the finger bones of 20 children or 20 bones that are finger bones of children?
It seems like a single bone from each of 20 children.
I want to pocket those 20 fingers, and
4 kids. 5.
when we get back up to the surface, I want to give them a little burial, and do a little prayer, because those poor children have
No
probably
fingers.
died. So
Oh,
I
so
would,
they have no fingers.
I would like to bury those fingers and give a little prayer.
Okay. Goodfellow, the Sisterhood of the Many Eyes in One rings the kind of bell where it's like, that sounds familiar, but doesn't knock any like greater information loose.
Okay. I'm gonna burn the hag.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
It's common superstition that witches come back,
We burn
so
the tree.
only
I feel like
makes
burning the
makes
tree is
sense.
kind of suspect. Can you
We should
describe
burn the
what a
tree.
fanewood tree is again?
So
It's like
Fanewood-
it's like a magical fey tree that is like it's like an anchor point.
Like burnished silver, so I don't know. Like, it doesn't seem like it's sick.
No,
No,
like,
it's dead.
it seems like a rather old tree that over time has kind of died.
I'm sure trees like this can come back to life quite easily.
Yeah, I don't think we should burn it. I think we should.
No, I'm burning the witch though.
Yeah, I feel like we
The
should.
hag.
We should.
Actually, she's not a witch. She's a hag.
Yeah, but she's acting as a witch though too. So she's just a hag. Like acting like a bitch.
When you burn the hag, you see that the webbing up in the tree and along the like walls and the floor here also seem to spontaneously catch fire. And as they burn away, you see all along the walls of this domed room is like a carved fresco, like mural. At the very far back, like opposite the entrance, there is a figure carved, the biggest figure that's amongst this mural. A female, very obviously like archfey figure with a crown of horns. Thurberus and Feyre, you recognize this figure. You saw a statue of this figure in
The one that was covered in guts and fetuses.
Yes, the one in the temple that they were trying to use to create a goblin nest. This is let me pull up my notes.
You could go with it. Tyler, my favorite thing is right now your headset is on your hat, covering
Sideways,
up the top parts, which just says "Dad" and nothing else.
Yeah. The figure you saw was called Rossin Galara, the Crimson Queen.
That was the whole.
Oh, no, that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That Thrandir stole.
Dude, I'm still keeping an eye out for that little snake.
Um,
But yeah.
and on either side of her, like two on either side, like she's there with like her arms outstretched. In the background, you can see like the countryside that is very obviously like it's mundane. Like this isn't like a depiction of like the kind of like more freaky like alien like foliage of the Fey realm. This is meant to be Dernos. Like you see normal mountains. Like you can even pick out like what looks almost like a depiction of the Snowspine Mountains where the dwarves come from, on fire.
Like, wait, the fresco, like the mural, is
The mural.
Read me the note again.
And
About everything shall burn and be covered in shadow or whatever it said.
and flanking her, two on either side, completing like this circle of the room, are four like warriors that are very obviously her lieutenants. You see three male like Eladrin Fae, and one female Eladrin Fae.
We don't recognize them.
No, all of them are just very like regal looking elves. The only thing is each of them has gems inset in the eyes.
Wait, this is of what?
There are four figures flanking the Crimson Queen in this mural. You see one of them has inset like pale green emeralds. Another has what looks like almost like tiger's eye, like a very like deep orange gemstone.
I feel like that would be right for us to take the gems. That would be kind of fucked.
Another one has pale, like you think it might be like maybe a pale sapphire at first, but then you realize they are two inset diamonds. And then the last one
I need
has
vivify materials.
like deep
I have one more.
like amber eyes. And then the Crimson Queen has two beautiful inset rubies. But these are all like 100 feet up the wall.
Those.
Damn, that really ruins that part.
I don't know. Can't cleric learn like spider climb or something?
We're gonna come back here and do it.
You can,
Throw
like,
me.
drop-
Just throw me
shoot
up
out.
there.
Toss me.
I have a dungeoneer pack. We can climb up.
You could try and rock climb.
It's fine. It's not worth disturbing the Fae.
Dude, but I could cast Revivify. That'd be
It would
cool.
be
I
a
would
very good
make-
prank, but it's not worth disturbing like the Fae god of like
Yeah, no,
butchery.
probably not. Yeah, probably.
Even though she seems like she's gonna be our main antagonist, so you know what? Fuck her, but I'm not gonna rob her.
But as you kind of sit there, kind of gazing at this mural, you have killed the Green Hag beneath King's Crossing.
Yep.
We are going to wrap up there for tonight, but you guys are going to hit level 6.
Really quickly, can you list the gems again?
Yeah. So, one of them is Amber.
Yep.
One of them is Tiger's Eye.
Yep.
One of them is Diamond.
Yep.
One of them is a pale emerald. And then
the one who is
yeah, in the Crimson Queens.
And they're two of each.
Yeah,
Well,
one for
they
each
have
eye.
2 eyes. I guess they don't necessarily need to have 2 eyes, but flanking. What is 4 figures flanking?
But yeah, you guys are gonna hit level 6. And a little Easter egg, just because I was really proud of it. So in Norse mythology, the name for like a witch or like a hag is a mare. That's where we get like nightmare and stuff like that. So
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
So the name of the inn, the Emerald Mare, literally is the Green Hag.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Believe me, Tyler. As soon as you said, like as soon as you were like, it's the innkeeper, I'm sitting there and I'm like Emerald Mare. I'm like Emerald Mare. I'm like, where's the pun? I'm like, I know Tyler well enough. Like, there's gotta be a pun somewhere, but I didn't.
I like a good punny foreshadowing.
You
Yep.
do. You love your puns.
Anyway, so yeah, we'll be back on Friday. Still works good for everybody.
Yep.
All right. So we will be back on Friday with Curse of Strahd, and we will see all of you in the next one.
Bye bye.